Okay, welcome to the Hurley Investments Market View commentary for Monday the 10th. A lot of you are saying, Kevin, what's going on? You kind of been a little spacey here. What we are preparing for KSL News. We are preparing for floods. And it kind of goes through back in the day. See if I've got the Salt Lake. I don't know how well you can see that, but that is people walking over our main street with water going beneath them. It was unbelievable how much water came down so quickly. In fact, let's see if I can't find, let's see if we can find 1983 Salt Lake City flood pictures. Because these were just images. These were just unbelievable. People sandbagging, people walking over Main Street, people over here on the right. Let's see if I can get it. People just going down. It was just unbelievable the amount of water that came down for us. Shocking. In fact, I've got a friend who is here that basically has his tickets from having Department of Wildlife ticket him for fishing on Main Street and for not having a license when he was doing it. Let's see if I can find, gotta have a fishing picture. There we go. This was classic. Where's the picture? There we go. That is what I want to be doing tomorrow with my laptop, fishing on Main Street, trying to catch trout that have come down from the upper rivers and reservoirs with my laptop, watching the market on another flat day. That would be my ideal scenario. So, out of curiosity, what do we have this week? Anyone know what's coming up? Anyone know what we have coming up this week other than Salt Lake could be preparing for floods? There we go. Way to go, Maud. Inflation numbers, CPI on Wednesday, and the PPI on Thursday, which can move our markets. Anything else? Well, of course, first week of bank earnings, which some equal the start of earnings season, with JP Morgan reporting on Friday. If not, earnings season will start next Wednesday as Alcoa reports. And that's really our week right there. We're protected going into the start of earnings season. Market was up 0.1% today, and we were down 0.24. So we now have 3/4 of a percent, 0.34 or 1/3 of a percent that we need to get ready to start basically getting ready for or making up through this week. Earnings season is starting, coming up here. Looks like we have Apple on the 4th, Boeing here on the 26th, Bank of America on the 18th, which is next week, but more importantly, JP Morgan will start our earnings season before the market opens here on the 14th. So one this week, a couple next week, and then we'll have 2 weeks where we'll have some pretty significant earnings coming through. You guys are going, Kevin, this is you're just going through this so quickly. Yes, again, for those of you that just joined, I see we just got like 7 more that jumped in. We are preparing for the 1983 Salt Lake City flood photos. So for us, we've sandbagged all week long. My favorite picture out of all of these, if you're ever bored, just go take a look at the Salt Lake City flood pictures. My favorite is the guy that's out here fishing on the street with his wife on our main street. But we are preparing to flood. It should not happen as bad. But boy, 10 years ago we had mudslides. It's just going to be ridiculous. 70 degrees today, so throughout the night into tomorrow, we have a ton of sandbags, but we are expecting floods. I'm going to stick fishing in here. The favorite picture of all time right here. And I've got a friend who got a ticket fishing on 2nd South and State Street. 2nd South and State Street. Can't, kind of hilarious. Fishing without a license. That's the way to go. Nothing like having a couple ladies sitting there fishing in chairs. It's just enjoy some pictures. It's coming, so that's what we're preparing for. So again, for this week, inflation numbers. We also have retail sales on Thursday, so we might have a pretty flat week. A little slight up day today, a slight down day tomorrow, and then we have our CPI numbers that'll move ourselves this week. Something that I did find interesting, and if I can just make a quick comment on that. The saying goes, don't fight the Fed. What the freak is going on? The Fed should continue to raise rates, in which case we should not fight the Fed, which means our market should be going down. Market was up 4% in February. We were up 8%. In March, market was up 7.5, 7.25, 7.29 actually. We fell down. We were protecting when we didn't need protection on. We were only up 6.5 as a group. Kind of a little weird. If we're not supposed to fight the Fed and they're supposed to continue to raise interest rates, is the market so forward looking that we're basically how do I say this? Is the market so forward looking that we're not fighting the Fed by expecting rates to go what? Down sometime in the future? It really makes no sense on the direction that our market's going right now. There is no explanation before it just seems like it has to topple like we're on a house of cards. In fact, no, this is to suck everyone in before the rug gets pulled out. I would think the same thing. Good thing we're going to be protecting for earnings at the same time that we probably will have some pretty disappointing expectations as the Fed overshoots and continues to protect, even though continues to raise interest rates, even though it looks like we may get a change in the trend. Okay, where are we at? High valuation hurdle going to Q1 earnings reporting period. Really what this comes down to is, should the earnings guidance defy the treasury market's expectations, the stock market could have something to build on until, of course, rising interest rates get in its way again. We're in a decelerating economy. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Where will the markets end this week? I'm going to go higher just following the trend. If we're looking at the Dow, starting to level off, but it is still technically bullish. If we look at the S&P 500, it all is still technically bullish, which does not look super good. And again, if we look at the NASDAQ, it also is bullish. My brother's trying to call me, which means I'll have to call him back in a couple minutes. He's probably checking on us to see if Salt Lake's flooding yet, which it's not. And Stuart, your son is high on the benches where he also should be okay. So don't worry about your boy that's out here. We shouldn't have any flooding for him where he's positioned at. All right. Will we end April? I'm slightly going higher, expecting some earnings to come up that will move our markets lower again. Earnings this week, Bed Bath & Beyond, which is just about out of business, is on Wednesday morning with Sportsman's Warehouse. CarMax on Tuesday, Delta Airlines and Fastenal on Thursday, Citigroup, JP Morgan, United Health, and Wells Fargo on Friday. Economic reports are really initial claims and CPI on Wednesday, PPI on Thursday, retail sales on Friday. As for information for you, inflation's inventory gluts are here to stay. We should have a weaker bottom line, and they're changing the expectations. This was the year that we were supposed to make it all up on the back half of last year. Well, that's no one knows anymore. No one knows. Really interesting article to read. I've got a second article This one is that obviously the bank crisis is not over. We'll be in a vicious cycle. It's from JP Morgan. Expect, well, you have to respect what he obviously is going to say. So it'll be interesting. A good read on what Jamie Dimon came up with for us this week. What else do we have? Apple Cook talks a little bit about Steve Jobs and innovation tricks. There'll never be another Steve Jobs. This is kind of an important one that I can't get on for you guys, but the Disney company, the Disney family sues company for creative control. They've lost their way. They're tired of the wokeness that's happening in Disney. 3 of the Disney family members are on the board, so you're going to see a different push for their movies. Very interesting article. I'm not able to copy and paste it in there for you. And then I finished an article about China's population crisis. I'm sorry this is such a quick one tonight. We're out there filling sandbags and expecting floods to come throughout the evening. So any questions you guys have for me on a very muted, quick commentary for this week? My plan is to be up till like 4 in the morning, take a 2 to 3.5 hour nap, watch the market, and then see where I'm going to be tomorrow. Yeah, I hope the forecast is wrong, but when you go to 80, when you go from 48 degrees to 80 and you have 900 inches plus of snow in the mountains, it's going to be a doozy. That's all I'm going to tell you. It's going to be a doozy. Do you still have your pocket fisherman? I've got a couple small poles, but yeah, the problem out here is 10 years ago we went through some mudslides when the hill burned the year before, and it flooded people's basements, it flooded people's pools. It was really a bugger. So we're expecting here at around 8 o'clock our time for the water to really be coming down. Apparently throughout the day, the water has saturated the ground and it's coming. So you guys should get some pretty interesting articles on Salt Lake tomorrow. And again, Stuart, just for your boy, his wife, and your grandchild, from where they are at, they're high enough on the bench that the flooding for them should not be a problem whatsoever. They should be more than safe. All right, guys. We'll look to do a Thursday morning, which will be more of a, hey, what's happening with inflation? And we'll look to give you an update on how we're doing. Steve is cutting a little bit of his vacation early so he can take over tomorrow. If I'm tired, he's going to watch all day tomorrow. It depends how long we're going to be working tonight. And guys, appreciate you. Have a wonderful evening. And I'm just getting back to work. Have a good one. Bye-bye.